We are live, John.
All right, we made it. It's a Wednesday night and a special return guest for our spotlight tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. Grullon. We have had Luigi on before, but sorry, Bob, I'm going to steal this. I know you were going to
Go
say it.
for it.
Luigi was our very first spotlight when we started this. So
Yeah, can
it's
you believe we've been doing it for 2.5 years?
yeah.
Wow,
Luigi
that's
was our first guy, first member
that's
spotlight two and a half
that
years
two
ago.
years and a half went by fast, and
Yeah, it
you
did.
guys have
Yeah.
been doing amazing through 2 years and a half, like
Yeah.
without missing a week, and so much information. And what you guys doing is so amazing, and we are very happy to have you guys doing this.
Well,
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 we appreciate that, Luigi, but tonight's about you, not us.
yeah, yeah,
Hey, I won't be here without you guys. So
yeah.
We appreciate your appreciation.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be fun because Luigi, we know him as one of our elite triathletes here in Vegas, and it's so neat to see him have such a fabulous race at Ironman 70.3 Santa Cruz. And so we wanted to have him back on and really sort of go through that race and focus in on that. But we're going to do some other things first. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Bob for the official introduction.
All right, well, thank you, John, and thank you again for doing this, Luigi. I appreciate
thank
you
you for
coming
having
on.
me, guys.
And for everybody who is watching, Luigi was, as John said, our very first member spotlight because he won our point series back in, I think it was 2018, and he was the champion of the point series, and that's the reason we had him on for the first time. And for those who don't know Luigi, he's been doing triathlon since 20 or
26.
2000, so it's
Yeah.
a little over 20 years. And Luigi has done everything from sprints, Olympics, specializes in the 70.3s and through Ironman. Is his most recent race, Santa Cruz, he did a 4:14, which is a blistering for such an old guy like him. And I can say that because I'm even older. 4:14 and won his age group in that. And we're going to be talking about that, a lot in a little bit. But first of all, I want to share a picture, and I'm going to ask Luigi a question about it. So y'all can see this, I hope, right?
Yep,
John,
come
you
up.
can see picture
Yes.
of Luigi.
Yes.
And my first question, Luigi, is what is your body fat percentage? About like 1.5, 2? You're lean. I bet you people catch you on the street and want to feed you.
Oh man,
Put some weight
it's-
on you. You've been
it's
working
probably-
hard, haven't you?
it's probably 10 to and that was in December. That was the off season. So
Oh yeah, you were porking out, weren't you?
I probably was a little father.
Okay. Now there's another thing I wanted to point out on this picture. A lot of people might not realize it, but if you look at that chain ring, it's about the size of a Grimaldi's large pizza. And I mean, it's huge. And here he is, he's cranking up about a 5 or 6% grade. And this just shows the kind of power that Luigi can put out. So Luigi, you have a
practice.
rip. Go ahead.
You gotta do the heels, big chin
gotta
ring.
do
You
the
gotta do
hills.
it sometimes, not all the time because you can mess up your knee, but you have to do it.
You got to do the hills. And that's another thing that I wanted to let people know is that Luigi is known for being one of the hardest working triathletes in the area. And he puts in a lot.
Not anymore.
Tremendous amount. Oh, wait, because of Justin, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Justin had a killer race as well.
No,
But,
Justin helped me to not be the hardest training triathlete, but still doing better now.
Yeah, yeah.
I missed that.
We talk about that. There was some changing. So
Okay.
the way I'm training now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good, because I want to talk about that. But I believe John wants to get talking real quick, right about Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz,
So-
yeah, boy, that was so much fun to track you in that. You have such a fantastic bike run combo. But I want to go even back further in terms of prepping for that race. and you're mentioning it now, you've changed the way that you've been doing some training. Can you talk a little bit about how you prepared for this race and maybe what you're doing different now?
So yes, most of the time, I've been training, you know, I definitely I have some structure on my training, but I never have like a coach follow me
Mhm.
like daily basics. You know, I have a coach before, Ivan Dominguez, which helped me a lot, make me the cyclist I am, and teach me most of the thing I know on the bike, and as well as Eric Boussard. I learned a lot from those guys on the bike, but I never have like really set up a structured training to follow before like a kind of big races and stuff like that. And that's when I brought Justin Rayler, because now I'm being coaching by his coach.
Okay.
And the approach we took for Santa Cruz, well, the whole approach in general was to slow me down a little bit, because
Yeah.
Well, okay. Glad you're talking about
lower
this.
my volume and the intensity a lot, because like Bob say, I'm 47. You know, I don't recover like the same way 15 years ago. So it was not sustainable what I was doing. At some point I would have to shut it down, or I would get hurt a lot, you know. So we took a step back and slow down things a little bit and focus more on a specific race numbers instead of like doing a lot of volume and going crazy, doing 20 hours training a week and all that stuff. And that helped me a lot to the race, because when I got to the race, I was fresh, I feel good. I was not fatigued from all the hard work and all the craziness, you know. And that was the beginning
Had
to
you
have a
been,
good race.
had you done races in the past where you knew you were, overtrained and fatigued?
Mhm.
You had worked too hard?
Yeah, I've been in races that, you know, you had to take the bus, like in St. George, you had to take the bus to the lake. I've been a couple of times there that I fall asleep on the bus.
Huh.
Oh, geez.
And you know, when you fall asleep on the bus, you tired.
Yeah.
Before the race?
Yes, during in the transition from the taking the
Yeah,
bus to
right,
the lake.
right.
And you know you're not going to have a good race when that happens, because you're already tired.
Oh, good
And that's
Lord.
from fatigue, from doing too much.
You know, that's a really big shift in approach. How long did it take you to sort of go in that direction? Because you've been such a hard worker and a big volume type of trainer for a long time.
I was a little kind of scary, because
Yeah.
like you say, I always do like big volume
Yeah.
and do this craziness, running at race pace like all the time, and I was a little scared, like
Were you skeptical of this new process?
yes, but you had to trust the process, you know. That's why you got a coach, you got to listen to the coach and do what the coach said.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that, and but I was still like, you know, I didn't know, I didn't do a lot of intensity race pace. I didn't do 10 miles at race pace, and I didn't do 50-mile race pace, you know, but I was doing a lot
Mm-hmm.
short stuff, like, you know, race pace,
Mm-hmm.
which accumulate. Like let me put it this way. Before I was like training like individual sport.
Mm-hmm.
I was training like a runner, I was training like a cyclist and like a swimmer.
Mhm.
Now the approach is like, I'm more like complete triathlete, like putting triathlon in one single sport, not seeing triathlon as individual sport.
Mm.
And
Well,
how they all work together and how the
And they
training
all
has
work
to
together on
coordinate.
the day of the race.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought this up. I mean, this is fascinating to me, because this has always been in the back of my mind, is how to coordinate the three disciplines with weight training and strength training, and to coordinate them all and not overdo it, and to
Mhm.
get the right amount of rest. And was rest a big part of the rest and recovery part of the new regimen?
Yes. So now I can go every day now. I'm working out every day.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, John, I knew he was going to smile at this, because he's been trying to beat that into my head for the last couple of years. The fact that, and
The reason I can work out every day now because I'm following a program that allow me to do that. I'm not killing
Wonderful.
myself in one single workout.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to go on Thursday with a group of cyclists and trash myself.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
go 75, 80 miles hard and then not be able to do anything good the next 3 days. And I was not improving. I got to the point by myself
mm-hmm.
that I could not step it up because I was stuck on the plateau doing the same kind of stuff all the time. Too much, you know?
Well, you and 90% of all the other triathletes out there, they're working hard, race pace all the time, not recovering well enough.
But listen to this. It's also
sir.
the opposite of that. There is a lot of triathlete out there also doing too much or easy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So too much of the easy
Balance.
stuff is not good either.
You know what I love about this, Luigi, is you've had a lot of success in triathlon, and yet you're evolving and you're changing your approach. I think that's a great message for people to hear is that, you know, don't be afraid to try something different and go down a different path. So now I want to get to the race because I can sense that, you know, you want to get to toe that start line and test out this new training approach. So what was it like race week? What did you do race week in prep for Santa Cruz 70.3?
So we like I said, I never took a day off. I trained through the whole week, but you know, something specific to the race.
Mm-hmm.
Monday swimming, a little bike, easy. Tuesday was a run. Went with the boys and Christina to Corn Store Park. You've been there, John, with us.
Yeah.
And we did mile repeats on Tuesday.
Yeah.
What intensity? How hard did you go that week before the race?
Just a little bit faster than race pace.
A little bit faster, but shorter, right?
540, 545 pace
Mm-hmm.
per mile.
But much shorter intensity. You did mile repeats.
Just
how
1 mile.
How many of them?
Just 1 mile. Around 3 to 4 mile repeats.
That's great. So, all right. So this is a taper into the 70.3. So now you get to Santa Cruz. Had you checked the course out ahead of time, or how much course recon did you do?
So on paper, everybody was saying that the bike course was rolling hills. Okay. So I live close to the lake, you know, to the lake, not close, but last year I do most of my riding there, but people were saying that it was rolling hills. I was like, I'm not going to go to the lake because it's a lot of hills there. I'm going to go to Red Rocks. I was doing all my long kind of intervals at Red Rock, which is almost flat.
Mm.
So when I got to Santa Cruz, and I was shocked because it was not like kind of rolling hills that you keep the momentum and go through the hill. No, this kind of hills, it was like you going 30 miles per hour, and when you're approaching the hill, you go down to 18.
Oh,
So you really had to power off to go through the hill. It's not like cruising kind of rolling hills, you know.
mm.
So, but I did enough intervals, you know, like I was saying, like you had to do big chain ring workouts and to develop strength. And that's what happened. So I was prepared, even though I was not doing like a lot of hills. I was prepared for that kind of course.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's great. Okay, so you got there, you got checked in, and what's race night like? How do you approach the day before the race?
So I was supposed to swim Friday to test the water. I brought 2 wetsuits, short sleeve and long sleeve, because it's supposed to be cold. And oh, by the way, it was my first race ever in the ocean.
Oh, wow.
No way.
Yes. So I was a little nervous. I always swim in the lake. So
Yeah.
this one was in the ocean, and it was different experience. It was good. So I brought 2 wetsuits because I don't have a background swimmer, so my shoulder not have a lot of flexibility, so I feel better with the short slip.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to swim Friday to test the water to see if I could use the short slip, but my I drove over there. It was too long of the drive to make it on time, and so Saturday morning I went there and tested in the morning. I was scared. I was nervous because
Yeah.
never swim in the ocean. I had to go out there deep. So
Yeah.
and it was good. The wetsuit worked perfectly. So that was out of the question. You know, I was more relaxed about the swim. Usually I was looking forward to the swim because I've been improving a little bit in the swim after all these years, swimming like crazy in the pool. So I was looking forward to that.
Now
That's
your
awesome.
had your swim coach worked on your technique as well, or is it just prescribing the workouts?
Prescribing the workout, seeing some video to analyze and stuff like that. We don't spend a lot of time on drills. There is a Sebastian Kinley said, doing drills will not take you to glory. So,
Okay.
so I spend not too much time on the pool doing drills because I need to swim.
But technique as well, though. I mean, you must have a very good technique. I mean, you can't
you need
finish
technique,
like that
but
without
you
it.
can add the ball. If you can swim 3 days a week, you can add the ball 2 on technique because you're not going to be able to do the distance or the workout.
Yeah.
Okay.
You work a little bit on the technique, but not the whole workout. That's me because I'm different approach. But
And so
I got my swim done on Saturday. So I went back to the place, get my bike, did a few 45 minutes bike ride with a few intervals in there, and then a run after, like 20 minutes run with a few acceleration. And you know, when you do that the day before a race, what kind of race you're gonna have.
Yeah.
And I felt good on those kind of intervals that I did on the bike.
Yeah.
You know, when you had to look down to see what gear you are on your bike because everything feel easy.
Yeah.
That kind of day. You look
great.
down and you're like, oh my God, I'm on the 11 already. And I don't feel, the resistance. You know you're gonna have a good legs.
That's awesome. I love it. And so, yeah, I like that mindset too. And I'm sure it's a reflection of the shift in training that you're getting to the start line fresh and ready and confident. All right.
Yes.
So now race morning.
John, before we get started, can I jump in one question here? What was your nutrition like in working up? What did you do differently? I know you mentioned the fact that you had your nutrition ironed out better than you had before.
Yes. So last year, when I was doing St. George for like the 5th time, I trained a lot. I trained well. Ivan Dominguez helped me with my training. I was ready to rock, but I was concerned about my nutrition because I always go there with good feeling that I'm going to have a good run, and I was bunked like 3 miles into the run and bunking and all that stuff. And like, I don't know, every year I do more training and more training. So I run, I don't know if John knows, he go to the group with Christina Alisher and the whole group. Christina is a nutritionist, a dietitian, really good. And she knows the sport because she's a elite runner. So, and I talked to her and she make a structured nutrition program for me before St. George to me to follow. And we talk and I told her how my nutrition, what I eat and all that stuff. And she told me, you're way too low on your calories. You had to increase your calories because you train too much. And you had to increase it. And this is what you had to do on the race and all that stuff. So that was the beginning for me. And after that, I cannot tell that many times I feel like really weak in any race because I follow the plan.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
John?
Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, this is again just a testament to you evolving as a triathlete and getting, you've had success. So it's hard to think about doing something different than what you were doing, but yet you were constantly trying to improve. And I love that mentality. All right.
It's so great for everyone to hear too.
So
yes.
Race morning, the gun goes off. What was going in through your mind?
Justin Rayler told me, go on the front because you're a good cyclist. You want to have people to ride with. You'll be better.
Yeah.
because you have people to push you on the bike. But I was scared because I never swim in the ocean and the water was a little cold. And I know if I go there and I try to pace with somebody else, I'll be stopping at the first buoy looking for air.
Yeah.
And so I got a little scared. So I jumped in the 31, 34 group.
Wow. Good deal.
On the back.
Yeah.
So I start swimming. I feel good. Somehow I swim straight. I was not scared. The wave, there was no wave in the ocean, so I was able to side very well and swim and I feel great in the swim. So I swim 3 minutes faster than I usually do.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And in Santa Cruz, again, that was part of the training. I'm focusing more on be able to hold the speed, sustainable speed, than go to the pool and swim 115 for 100 and rest 30 seconds, which you cannot do that in the race.
No.
So that's part of the training. When I got out of the water and I saw 31 on my watch, that made my day right there, man. Like
That's
after
awesome.
that gives you that boost, that motivation.
Oh yeah.
Every time it don't matter where I was going, Indian Wells, St. George, rough water, nice water, 34 minutes. 34 minutes. I was kind of frustrated, And when I saw 31, I was like, let's go.
You knew you were at the front of the bike pack then, didn't you?
I know. Usually when I get out, after I saw the result, I was 49 out of the water on my age group.
Yeah.
I was 49.
Wow.
So the transition was from the ocean, from the beach to a park across the street. It's like 0.6 over a kilometer long, the transition.
Wow, that's a long one.
And it was
That's
all
a
up.
long one. Yeah, so a lot of people left the shoes like we do here at the lake.
Yeah.
When you get out of the water, so you put on your shoes and go. So my transition was almost 7 minutes.
Yeah. So did you put shoes on in between, or
I left the old shoes at the start, at the end of the swim, and I put it on, and so I can pick it up the run a little bit and not mess up my feet through the pavement. So I did that, and then the transition was long. I know, like, wow, probably everybody gonna have the same transition, but when I look around, a lot of people had 3.5 minutes, 4.5 minutes, so I lost time on the transition. So the bike was fun. It was very fun. There's a little bit of traffic at the beginning, going to a little town. Santa Cruz is a tourist area, so there's a lot of like hotels and places that you have to go around before you go to the open. But it was fun. It was not like, it was sketchy, to go around people and stuff like that. And for some reason, people was riding on the ride, so it was easy to go around. Like they know what's going on, Some races you find people riding side to side, you don't know where to go.
So I'm curious, did you have anyone there telling you what position you were in as you came out of the water? So you didn't know. So then how did you approach the bike from the beginning? Like what were you thinking pace wise for the 56 miles?
Yeah, and what kind of power were you putting out?
I have a power meter. I've been training based on power, not heart rate. So coach told me to stay between 255 to 250 watts average, and that feel easy to pick it up later, because as people saying that this is cyclist, but I do better on the run on races. That's when I catch people and my time get better on the run. Yeah. So we didn't want to kill my legs and have a horrible run. Yeah.
Did that pace, the 250 power, did that feel like you weren't putting out enough? Just curious.
Yeah, that was enough. Yeah, that was enough.
It was. It felt like it was enough. You didn't feel like you were going too slow, too easy?
No. Okay. It depends, Bob, on your position on the bike, your aero position, and how you. So sometimes you can have a good speed with 250 watts. Okay. Sometimes you can put 300 watts and you don't have a good speed because your position is horrible on the bike. Okay. Or depend the tires that you have, the rotation and all that. It's a lot into it that come to that. But like it was rolling hills. On the hills, I had to push more watts. There was some areas I would have to push 400 watts, 450 watts for a minute to, because you want to stay with somebody. You know what? When you get into the group in the race, you don't want to lose that group. So you committed to it. So sometimes you deviate a little bit of your race strategy and you gamble a little bit with your race, you know. And I did that on that race. I did that because I'm cruising, I'm passing people with the watts I want to stay on, but then come this guy and pass me, and I'm like, no, this is my train right here. So I stay, you know, legal distance from him, and we did the whole bike ride together. On the hill, I will pass him on the hill, and he would pass me on the downhill, and I had to increase my power to 290, to 280, 300 to stay with him into the flat, come out again, and the hill. But you had to gamble sometimes. I know that could help hurt my race, but you cannot be scared sometimes. You know, you had to go for it.
Well, I love it because one, I like how you have a plan ahead of time and, you know, really sticking to that plan. But then also it is a race and it can be motivating to, you know, when you have some other people or another person like this, that you're able to pace off each other and sort of feed that energy. And that's really neat. And you guys must have been flying. So, but I love, like you said, your run is really your next big step.
Yeah.
So you have a super bike run combo. So what was it like getting off the bike, and were you ready to itching to run at that point?
That's when I was skeptical a little bit, because like we say, I'm having a different approach now because my coach of the way I was training before, that I used to go and do tempo run at almost the whole distance of the race at race pace and all that stuff. So I didn't do any of that this time. It was different. And my long run was put down to very slow pace. And I was like, doing 1 hour, where I was 40 minutes at 8-minute pace, which I never, I don't know. Like I was like, how am I going to run 6-minute pace, you know, but I was doing the right thing. Coach put me to do the right thing through the week, and I follow, you know.
That's great.
I don't have, I'm not a guy that, I've been doing this for too long. I know what to do. I'm not that guy. I always try to learn from people, you know. So I'm follow the plan, and I get off the bike. I push hard on the turnaround, man. It was on the 28-mile mark. It was a loop. It was on. I pushing watts. There was a little headwind. I know the hills is coming because we passed through them and we had to do it again. It's on. So I ended up having the fastest 5K, 40K ever on the bike in the middle of the race, because it was on. Yeah. And I get off the run. It's a little downhill, a little flat, a little downhill. Loosen out my legs a little bit, and then it's a little sharp increase, like probably 8%, but short, like probably like 50 meters long. Yeah, and when I went to that hill, and I didn't get like shocked a lot. Like I was like, it's gonna be a long. I knew that I was going to have a good run on that hill. Because I didn't have to like.
It's like, hey, my legs are there.
This is crazy. Yeah. So start the run. First mile, 5:55. I'm like, wow, this is good. I feel great. First time ever, John, believe it or not, first time ever in the race, I was holding back.
Wow.
Run. Because I was feeling great. I couldn't go faster than 5:55, but the plan was to do 6-minute pace.
That must have felt fantastic at that stage, and so now you're just flying at that point.
Yeah. So I feel great. I'm doing my run. I spent a flat course. Is that if some people want to do Santa Cruz, train hills, because only on paper say it's flat. Only on paper it's flat.
Yeah.
It's a fun run. It's almost like a cross-country run. You got the downhill, you got the uphill,
Mhm.
you got like 2 miles off-road, which is not like flat, it's very uneven pavement
Mhm.
on those 2 miles. And you go to sand and you go to potholes, and you have to really focus on what you're
Wow.
landing, because you can fall down, you can mess up your ankle.
Mm.
But-
Did you know where you were, what position you were? Do you know who was in front, how many people were in front of
I
you?
didn't
You
know
didn't
anything.
know?
No,
Wow.
I have a plan to break 4:15.
Oh, that's
That was
awesome.
my plan to break 4:15.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so
congratulations, you did it.
when I saw the bikes, I told you, when I saw the swim, I was happy, I was motivated, because that's already 3 minutes of my regular time there
Yeah.
from my swim. And I know I was going, I feel great. Like I told you the day before when I did those shake up intervals, I feel great. Like if I get on the bike and have a good swim, it's going to be a good race.
Mm.
You have to have confidence sometimes. You have to put it in your mind. You have to imagine. You cannot go to a race guessing if you're going to do well or not.
That's
You
great.
have to
And
go
your
to a
training
race
put you
believing
there.
that you're going to do well.
And that training that you did put you there, put you in that mindset.
Yes, yes.
So
Very good.
I love it that you had this goal of getting sub 4:15. At what point of the run did you know that you were going to get that goal?
I did when I hit my own 6, and
Yeah.
I have. I don't want to sound arrogant or anything, but when I hit my own 6, I was like only 35 minutes into the run.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
So I'm like, this must be a good race. This, I was not even thinking about. Of course, you think about podium when you have a good race, but you like whatever this give me, I'll be happy because I feel good and I'm having a good race. I don't feel like dying, or I don't
Mhm.
feel like I had to stop.
Yeah.
So
That's another great message for people to hear, is that you're having a great race, and that's what's important. And wherever the place falls, it falls, because
yes,
you're just having the race that you want. All right, so
yes.
now you're coming in on the finish line, and you must have seen the clock, and you must have been feeling just great at that point.
Yeah, you can tell because look at that smile come on your face when you started picturing the finish line.
I saw the time was going to be around there, but I didn't know it was going to be 4:15.
Yeah.
But I knew I have a good race because you have a good race when you can push.
Yeah.
Not necessarily when you win. You have a good race when you can push and dominate your race.
Yeah.
You can say, I'm gonna go like when that guy passed me, I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm going with him. And I was
And
able
you
to
had
stay with
it.
him the whole bike, and he was faster than me because he was pulling away. Sometimes I had to tell myself, wake up, he's pulling away, let's go. Because if you fall asleep with the fast guy in front of you, you're gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
So when you react and you can control your race, that's a great day. It don't matter if you are second place, first place, 10th place. That is a good race.
Yeah. That is such a great message to get out there, is that it's your race. And I love that when you can control your race, then you're doing everything you can do. And it just turns out that you were just the top in your age group. I mean, that was so much fun watching you advance in the standings, and then to hit that top spot. I mean, it's really a testament to everything you've done. So when did you learn that you had won your age group?
My daughter was there and she was tracking me on the Ironman track, and,
Yeah.
and she showed me right away. You first on your division.
Wow.
Because I explained to her how it works before the race, so she can do it.
Oh, I love
So and that's when I find out.
that. Oh, that has to
Yeah.
be special too.
Yeah. So, but it was fun. It's far. Santa Cruz is far if you drive, but it's the atmosphere is amazing over there.
Oh,
You have people like the first mile on the run. You have people on the sidewalk just yelling at you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a other than the people that bring the family to watch the race, it's a tourist place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's always people there.
That's great.
And if they on the beach, they're already there, so they're screaming at you and yelling and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta help.
Well,
Yeah.
I love it, Luigi, because you talk about being nervous for the swim, and you just had a fabulous course. I think again, that's great for people to hear that. Here you are, you know, an elite athlete, even talking about having those nerves, and so that's really neat that you overcame that. And adjusting your training and evolving that way is so cool. Thank you for coming on and talking about your race. And again, congratulations. It's
Thank
a
you.
lot
Thank
of
you.
fun to see you have that success.
Yeah. So the message I can give to people is like, don't be afraid to change the way you train.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is so valuable to hear and for
Yes.
everybody else to hear.
So the name of my coach now is Laurie Goss.
Mm-hmm.
She's from Colorado, very knowledgeable coach, and she's slowing me down a lot.
Yeah.
Like I'm training John, and I don't feel fatigue. Like I don't feel like I don't have to tell her I need a day off because I cannot do it.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to change the way you train.
Mm-hmm.
This is a joke, but it's real. There is some guys in town that he's been telling me for years, I'm gonna beat you, Luigi. This year I'm gonna beat you. In the local races, I'm gonna beat you this year. I'm like, okay, but if they don't change the way they train, it's gonna be a couple more years before that happens because now I'm changing the way I train.
Yeah.
Now I can last a couple more years because the way I was training before, there's no way I was able to sustain it because it was too much volume and too much. I was going to get hurt. Every time I was going to bring my bike to the bike shop, bike grain, Eric would tell me, dude, you got to slow down. You're going to break your back.
Yeah.
But you had to evolve. You had to change. You had to let people guide you sometimes.
I love it. What a great
this
message.
is great.
And I don't know who's thinking they're going to beat you. So, Luigi, you are
Got to change the way you train.
You are such a great athlete, and I know we're running a little bit long, but going back to your beginnings, you really started out in a very humble way with triathlon. It was not like you were winning right away. You really worked to become a competitive athlete and an elite athlete. So.
One very important thing, John, for the people that are starting triathlon now, surrender yourself with people that is been in the sport for a while, people that knows the sport, and ask questions. Just don't wait. If you're beginning, don't wait for John to call you to go train with John. You got to call John. Hey, John, what are you training? What are you doing next? Because John's been in the sport for a long time. John knows. John knows knowledge. He been there. He been injured. He come back from injury stronger. So don't wait for John to invite you to train. Look for John. And I can get tired of telling people this. When I start training triathlon, I have nobody. There was no, like now that we have the club. I don't know if the club was back then in the 2000. I don't remember. But I didn't have people to go out training with. I was doing whatever, there was no YouTube like nowadays that you can see everything there. Just training like crazy. Take me 13 years to get the first podium. And that don't have to be for everybody that way, because you got a lot of people in town that can help you and can guide you and can give you tips. But you have to look for those people. You cannot wait for them to come to you. Like
good message.
And athletes like you are approachable, and it's always great. I love talking with you at races and exchanging ideas, and you've been great at inviting people out to join you on running, and we have such a great community. And so you're right.
Yes.
People really, it's okay to reach out, and that's
yes. And don't be afraid to ask. Oh, you're too fast, but no. If you don't train with fast people, you're not going to learn. You're not going to get fast. Plus,
course.
you're gonna go there and people's gonna help you. They're not gonna tell you you had to run with me at whatever pace I'm running today. No, we accommodate each other.
Yeah.
Like we have the group running, the running group.
Mhm.
We're not the same, but we work it out.
Yep.
You know, and the bike group, the cycling group,
Mhm.
we're not the same, but we figure it out. And at some point we stay together. At some point we separate, but we regroup.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to go there. It's not, you have to leave your ego at home.
Mhm.
It's always going to be somebody faster than you that is going to drop you. You had to go. Example,
Mhm.
Justin Rayler. He invited me to bike. I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, right.
I'm jumping on that. You know, because why? Because I'm going to learn. I'm going to get stronger. I leave my ego at home. I don't care if you destroy me. I'm going to learn something. I'm riding with a guy that's winning. And that's why you want to be around people that is winning.
Yep.
You know, not necessarily winning, but people that's been in the sport for a while that can help you and can be approachable and all that stuff.
I love it. You're inspiring me. I'm ready to get out there and train. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I was
you
thinking.
have to go.
You realize,
thing, John, now that you say that, like you have to go out there and train. Like we can phrase that.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing a lot on Facebook.
Yeah.
People nowadays they post everything on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
When I see people that post on Facebook, this is my first swim since last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why? This is my first bike in 3 months.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? If you're gonna stay in the sport, why take you 3 months to get on your bike after a race? If you do an Ironman and you have to take 3 months off, something's wrong. You cannot wait that long because you lose everything in 3 months.
Yeah.
If you're gonna keep doing the sport, you have to be consistent. Consistency is everything.
Yep. I love it.
Everything.
And it's a lifestyle, and what I love about this talk about, training with other people, you surround yourself with other people who have a similar mindset, and you sort of feed off each other. And so it's really great.
Like sometimes I'm sluggish a little bit, especially in the winter. Like you don't want to go out running in the winter, but you surrender with people that push you and want you to be at your best all the time. Like Christina.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not running. I don't want to run. And there's a message. And Luigi, we're meeting tomorrow for a run. You want to go? I'm like, yeah, let's go. So
when somebody else is waiting for you,
like that. Yes.
When someone else is waiting for you, it pushes you a little bit.
Exactly.
Get you out there.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, Luigi, this is inspiring talking with you. It was so much fun watching you have success at Santa Cruz, and it's just so neat to see you doing so well. And so thank you for coming on and sharing that, and just sharing these thoughts about approaching training and really making triathlon a lifestyle. So thank you.
Thank you
thank
guys
you so
for
much.
having me. You guys are amazing, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people learn a lot this couple of years just watching you guys, all the information about nutrition, race equipment, approaching, recovery, injury. It's like I get mad sometimes with people that play baseball, but they don't want to watch a game.
Yeah, right.
You watching the game, you learn a lot.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It's the same way. If you do triathlon, you must be paying attention to what's going on, especially with you guys, what you guys are doing every week, all the athletes that you're bringing every week, because you can take 1% from everybody and making 100%, and that can work for you.
Well said.
I love it, and we enjoy it, and it's fun to hear stories like yours, and it's just inspiring. So, Luigi, thank you. This is great, and I can't wait to see you at the next. I don't know where we're cross paths again, but
we're gonna meet next Tuesday at Cornstorm, John.
Oh, there we go.
Cornstorm Park. Everybody, you want to run, if you want to start feeling it.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to join you too there, Luigi. And
let's go. We have there is a space for everybody at Cornstorm.
Right. Unfortunately for you, your email inbox is probably going to blow up. There's going to be all kind of people wanting to ride and run with you. So
hey,
appreciate you doing this.
It's everybody. is welcome to train
Everyone's welcome. Yep.
together. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, we cannot forget where we're coming from.
Yep.
No matter how fast we are, whatever, you know, whatever you are, we cannot forget where we're coming from. We all got dropped at some point, so we had to keep showing up. Yeah.
I love it. And your group is very welcoming. And I think that really, you know, your leadership in that area is fantastic. Luigi, thank you. This is fantastic.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot for being
everyone.
on again, Luigi.
Thanks
Thank you,
everyone
Bob.
for watching. All right.
Good night, guys. Take care. See you soon.